Hello guys, what's up? Let me open my stream first. youtube.com. Okay. Hello everyone, let's start our project. So as I have already told you, it's about FastAPI, and it's my day 1 of learning FastAPI. Let's see where we go. Wait a minute, I think I have to do something here. I have to change something to read my chat properly. YouTube Studio. Wait. Tools. Chats and YouTube live control panels. Shit. Live chat. Okay. Here we have chat. No worries. Okay. I got the live chat here. Hello guys. Okay, let's start this actual programming. And today my goal is to learn FastAPI. Actually, I do have few I do have few knowledge about the FastAPI as I have seen previously, but really little. So today we are gonna learn in deep and learn how the framework works of the FastAPI, and we might create our first project. So let's do that. Let's go. Oh, FastAPI. Okay. Let's go to. Let's learn from this. Okay, I was previously on query parameter and strings, and I think I kind of was like truly, but not so truly to learn each and every step, but I kind of know the concept. So let's go. Okay, I know these stuffs. Item. You can also use list directly instead. Okay. Okay, so we can use list. List. Oh, we can use list as an annotation. Okay. And we can put query on the list. That's great. So what does this do is you can keep in mind that in this case, FastAPI won't check the content of the list. For example, list int would check a list or integer, but list all wouldn't. Okay. Declare more meta. You can add more information about the parameter. That information will be included in generated OpenAPI and used by documentation, user interface, and external tools. Okay, you can keep in mind that different tools might have different levels of OpenAI support. You can add a title. We can add a title. We can add a title. So on what basis are we doing this? Declare. Okay, more on the type of metadata we can add. But I think we can add without keeping this title too, because I have kind of watched it before and I've seen they have not used this title and they have just used this string, but it's a good method, I think. The description is equals to query string for the items. Okay, you can even write the description. That's great. So the basic thing is annotation. Annotation is nothing but a metadata, right? So as much as I know is that I have to use this. Oh, so it's ads, right? Hand for ads. Okay. So what is metadata? Let's just go annotation. Okay. So what we have given is we have given an annotation. So there is an annotation. So what this does is this actually just provides the metadata. Now what is metadata? The main question might be there, right? So metadata, what is metadata? The main problem is with this metadata. So in software engineering or in any type of definition, sorry, I might not be exact, but metadata actually means is that it's the data. Okay. It's the data for developers, right? Devs. Okay, I just write devs. Okay, it's the data for devs. There is nothing more than that. So the metadata is nothing but just the data for devs. Okay, so it's like like the user doesn't have to know what is written in the metadata, because they don't care what is written. It's like a comment, it's like a comment in the code, but for the developers to know, it will make them understand easily. Okay. Okay, this query thing is actually this is used for this queue, all right? So what has the code given is that, look at this queue. So queue actually means is, I think it's a query string. Okay, it's a string, and what this does is okay, wait, I have to actually see the previous queue. The default of queue will be foo var. Okay, queue is some list variable. Is I've seen here, queue is some list variable, and if queue is, according to this code, if queue is provided, then the length of the queue must be at least 3. Okay, so the data should start from 0, 1, 2, 3, and it should go beyond 3 or 3. Okay, 3 is accepted and it should go beyond 3. Okay, now if there is no queue, then none is the default value right here. So a person can use the non too. Okay, let me just use the code. And the thing is, if there is queue present, then result dot update queue. So right now queue is not present anywhere here in the neither in the, what do you say, neither before calling the API, but after the queue is called, I mean here, if we find the value of queue, then we can use we can update the value of queue like this. Okay, so okay, first of all let's write the code. Main.py. Okay, let's write the code here. So actually this was the actual item base model, but no worries, so we can at least do that. I think we are using Android, so we can at least do this. So what have we done? We have actually called the instance of FastAPI here and placed it on the app, and we have used that app to create a path for our website. So let's create that. App is equals to FastAPI. FastAPI is an instant, and what we have done is we have created a path. So we have used @application dot. So we are using a get method here. So why we are using a get method? We are using get method because there are two types of method. We actually know that there is one post method and one is get method. So in post method, the front end can send data and store it in the database. So in get method, the front end can get the data from the database, but it is only read only, right? So they can't update it or change it. So sorry. So let's put the path here. I will just write items in the path. And what have we done here is yeah, it's correct, I guess. So we have done is we have created an asynchronous function. Okay, asynchronous, I mean FastAPI is actually based on asynchronous function. Okay, so it was called fast. So why was it called fast? Because when you have a function which takes a lot of times and it stops your main CPU time, but FastAPI does is it actually lets the function run in the background, or just until the function finishes, and it goes on processing other stuffs. All right, so if there were two asynchronous function right here, and if this function, if our code goes in and inside, and it goes here and searches if this statement is valid or not, it takes time. Like in front of us, it is not a small amount of time, but in the case of computer, the time the queue takes is really small. So it's like 0.0, like really milliseconds or something like that, but it is valuable for the computer. So it is a smart machine. So what it does is it checks, like, is it possible to get the value in the real time or not. If it doesn't get the value, then it just lets this function move on and just let it run in the background, and it goes to the another asynchronous function. So like that it saves the times. So let's go, and sorry for my English, I'm not an English speaker, so yeah, I have to apologize for my bad English. So it's a function, so I don't and I think something integer is given, maybe item ID, but we don't need to, do we? Oh, okay. A value q is given, q is provided. That was what I was missing. Okay, a q value is provided, and this one is for type declaration. I mean, it's not necessary, but it's good if we declare it. Is we are using okay, we are not using right now, but is pydantic base model and FastAPI suggest we have to do this. It is good practice. and it depends on you, but like for a good developer this thing is mandatory, I would say. Okay, let's go. So we are doing either it is a string or okay, it's a string and its type. Okay, let's go with type. I think it's non. Okay, so it's like if user enters, it must be string, otherwise it must be non. It can't be integer or any other value. So it's kind of default. If I just give equals to non, then it will, the default value will be non. Okay, and if user enters something, then it will read it as a string, otherwise the value will always be non. So but we are not doing this right now. What we are gonna do is we are going to use a query on queue. I mean the query is a limit. Okay, so the limit is that the query should have title. Okay, title and description and minimum length of the stuff. The main stuff we have to focus is this. These two are metadata, that is for the developers. Like if we create the code and someone reads it later in the future, then it will be query string, and query string for the item to search in the database that have good match. So it's a description, right? And we have minimum length of the query. So sorry, not the query, minimum length of the queue value should be 3. So it should be more than like 3 value. Okay, so let us say the query value is like okay, items, right? Items it's like the name of the item is like the a pen is not allowed, because look, it's the minimum value is 3. So pen is 0 1 2, so it only goes to 2, so pen wouldn't be allowed. But yeah, it's for it's just for the learning purpose, so it shouldn't be actually real. Okay, let's go on. Max length 3, so the value will be monitor. If we are using monitor, then it would accept it because it is more than 3. Like m is on 0, ONITER sorry. So let us do this. Okay, we have a non. Now what we have to do is we have to apply a query. So we have to use a comma and we have to apply query. So query we have imported from FastAPI. Is FastAPI provides the query, and we can use just given to us title. Are we using equal sign? Yeah, we are using equal sign. I often get confused. So our title must be query for q value. Okay, I'm gonna use it like that. And let's go to description, right? Description equals to this is just description, nothing to focus here. Okay, let's just do that, and let's go to the main thing. Okay, so main thing is we have to declare some we have to use some query. Okay, here we are using the query. Now no place for metadata. Let's use the query minimum underscore len equals to 3. Maybe I might be wrong. Min underscore length, sorry, and I often get confused. Okay, minimum length is equals to 3. Okay, it's all right. Now equals to any non. So I wonder why this comma is present. Let me guess. I don't think we need that comma. We don't have to, because it's the closing parenthesis for the parameter entry. So do we need comma? Okay, let's try without comma. What actually happens? And now let's create our result JSON value. So our result equals to it's a dictionary with JSON value in it. So items So like, are we giving a topic, a specific topic? Yeah, we are giving a specific topics called items, inside which there are two components. It's key, I would say. This is the this is the key, this is the value. So we have two values, and inside it also there is a nested dictionary. So it's item id foo, item id bar. Okay. It's a list, and inside it there is a dictionary. Okay, let's do that. So we have an items, and inside that we have a list, and inside it we have two dictionaries. Let's do it. And one is items item underscore id, and here we have item okay, so we let's do food. Okay, one item name is food, and item underscore id, and another name is veggies. Another, okay, this must be our result. Let's return. So we're supposed to return result. Okay, let's first of all we've got to check if q is present or not, or we might get in trouble. So if q equals is not equals to none, so if q, we can just write if q is present, like if q is true, right? Yes, if q is true, then result dot update. So I've got to do is results dot update. So what this function does is, what does result function does? Okay, so what do we have here? Okay, I'll just, okay, where's the hand? I need a rectangle. So what do we have here is we have our okay, we have something called result. Sorry for that. We have something called result. Result, let's say a table or database or something, right? So we have a specific value. So when we are working with a function, but we are here working with a function. So a result is a, let's say it's a database, alright, database table or schema, and we are working with a function. We are working with a function here is a asynchronous function. So the main problem we are finding here is, when working with this asynchronous function, we are not able to create an extra slot. We are not able to create an extra slot for the data in result. Okay, so suddenly while we are creating the function, then we suddenly remember that, oh shit, we forgot to place the extra slot in the result. So what we gotta do here is we gotta revise ourselves. Okay, so FastAPI provides us a feature to revise ourselves. So we can use .update. .update is a library given by FastAPI, from which maybe Pydantic or FastAPI, I forgot, but one of those. So by which we can actually add data to it. Okay, so we can actually add data. We can actually add data to the database through function. So it gives us that ability. So let us go to result.update, and let's update. What are we supposed to update? Update dot result, I guess. No, I already did results, so I just have to maybe provide value like q, so that the value would be q. All right, not else, let's just return not q, it would be results. Okay, that's it, isn't it? Yeah, but I'm getting an error. I don't know what kind of feature is it. I will debug though. So what the header is, def. Okay, what is it saying? Expected function name after def. Oh, sorry. I'm really sorry for that. Okay, let's say the function name would be item. Okay, so groceries underscore buy. Okay, let's put the function name this. Block person. So was unexpected indented block variable result dictionary string command list I didn't get it though. Maybe I did something wrong here while declaring some stuff. I did in okay 1 2 3 1 2 3. No, what am I doing wrong here? If you is it due to this? Oh, okay. Sorry for that, man. I should have guessed it before. So to run our FastAPI, I think we have to do something FastAPI dev main.py. I often forget it, but no worries, we are still learning. We're in the learning phase, like my broken English. Let's just go. So what we are using is, okay, we won't find anything here. So what we gotta do is we gotta go to items. So items is all right, but just going to items, it will provide these things. It won't. Okay, it won't provide. I mean, we can provide using this what or maybe what query to the browser, but I actually am not familiar that much. So let's just go to docs feature that is provided by FastAPI, but okay, I don't have to go to item to use docs. Sorry for that. I can just use on the provided like 127.0.1 and 800, and I can use docs on that. Okay. So yeah, this is the get API. So one thing I want to tell is, so however much we add the pages or the path, it will keep on creating it, and we can actually access it from the docs of FastAPI. So let's go to items slash okay, I will say items slash check it out. Okay, let's just do this. All right. Okay, what's the error though? After maybe this gotta be here. No. Okay, it should be just aligned with, and it needs okay, let's make a fake function. What underscore grocery, and it won't take any input, but it will return something. It will return maybe, okay, let's return hello world. Okay, that's it. Okay, so what I gotta do is I just gotta reload this. Okay, so we got it, right? You get the concept. So we have just added a new path using app.get method of FastAPI. So we have an instance of FastAPI right here, and we have created a path, and when we check it out, so there must be something. Okay, try it out. Okay, I gotta press try it out, execute. So after execution, I must get hello world. Okay, so it was the code, correct code. So let's go and try with our previous code, grocery buy. Try it out. Okay, it's a string, right? And it should be more than 3. So let's go and write something, or 40. Okay, 40. Execute. Let's execute. So Q is 40. Okay, it's something like a description of the stuff, So it's basic stuff right there. Okay. Let's go to the live chat. 40. Basically, we are doing. Sorry for that. We're doing okay. Oh, let me filter this and opacity to full. Okay. So I was thinking something was fishy, so I actually aligned my picture right there. Okay, so let's go move on. Imagine that you want the query parameter to be item on dash query. Okay, you want the query parameter to be item is equals to foo bar items, not valid. But you still need it to be exactly item dash query. Then you can declare in alias. That alias is what we will be used to find the parameter value. Okay, so alias item underscore query. Okay, I actually didn't get it properly, but I'll just try it. Let's try it. So instead of all the queries like minimum stuff, we can just write alias. Let's see what happens. All right, let's check it out. So what I have to do is I have to paste it somewhere, right? So okay, see it. Asking such a dumb question is my habit nowadays. Okay, let's reload it and see what happens here. So item dash query. Oh, alias. Okay, so alias what? Okay, I got it. What alias does is, if we have given the variable name q, okay, let us suppose we have given it to save some storage, and we can use an alias name, not the real name but nickname. That would be provided in the name variable. So it's like, so alias. Sorry. So alias equals to or nickname or name exchanger on the real output. Okay, name or exchanged on actual front end side. Okay, this is the stuff. I got it. I kind of got it. Sorry for that. I kind of got the concept. You don't like the parameter anymore. You have to leave it there a while because there are clients using it, but you want the docs to clearly show it as deprecated. Oh, okay. You don't like this parameter anymore. You have to leave it there while, because there are clients using it. Okay, so I can just use deprecated is equals to true if clients are actually using the deprecated value. Okay, that's awesome feature. The docs will show it like this. Okay, deprecated. Okay, I got it. Exclude parameter from OpenAI. Exclude to exclude a query parameter from generated OpenAI URL. Way to false. I didn't get it. Okay, let's search this one. Okay. There could be cases where you need to do some custom validation that can be done with the parameters on above. After let's check level with identity was 2 or above. All these are basic Python functions. We can actually do that later. Even ChatGPT is ready to help. I would say co-pilot, not only specifically ChatGPT. It would be general. In the same way that you can declare more validation and metadata for query parameter with query, you can declare metadata for path parameter with path. Query parameter, okay. Same type of validation metadata for path parameters with path. What? Okay. So this is the path. Okay. Item underscore ID is a path parameter. So from import path from FastAPI, import annotated. Okay, so I got an import of path. Okay, so you are not talking about this path. So you're feeling sleepy today? I don't know why so much sleepy. Okay, asynchronous item ID. So this is actually the path item ID. So we are using this and sending it directly to our path, which results in some new page output. So let's see. Oh, so we can just use path likewise we use query for normal parameters. We can use path for path parameters. I got it. And path, I think path does the same function as query, as much as I have guessed, but I'm not sure. Annotate. Okay, you can use annotate. Annotate is actually necessary. So it's for metadata I have already told. Order of the parameter is you need item ID. Okay, we haven't used annotate here. Why was that? Let me figure it out. Let's say that you want to declare query parameter q as a required string. Okay, and you don't need to declare anything else for that parameter, so you don't really need to use query. Okay, but you still need to use path for the item underscore ID path parameter. Okay, and you don't want to use Android for some reason. Python will complain if you put a value with default value, or well, that doesn't have a default, but you can reorder them and have the value without default. It's kind of same. I think it's kind of same with the previous one. The query one. Order the parameter as you need trick. This is probably not as important or necessary if you use ended. This one trick that can be handled, but you won't need it. If you want to declare the q parameter query without a query or nor any data, any default value, declare the path Mm. What I really need is I need a format on which they actually write the code. Let's check some GitHub codes. Let's go to GitHub first. GitHub, and let's search for FastAPI. It's for a full template. No, I mean it doesn't have to be FastAPI. Maybe I'm the wrong one. I just have to search. I guess it's Python, of course, but FastAPI is not a language. Sorry for that. So it's a Python. It is actually the making of FastAPI, I guess. FastAPI framework, high performance, easy to learn. Okay, I got it. Yeah, you just download it. So likewise, here is a path, and here is the asynchronous function. Run it. Yeah, I got it. Okay. Put request. Average get. Okay, this is a put request. So what is that tell is to receive a body from a put request. So we're supposed to get something. Okay. Return. I forgot the use of put. Sorry for that. The HTTP put request method is used to create a completely replace a resource with a specific URI. Uniform research. Maybe I'm feeling way too much sleepy. Actually, this was my first and this was my first stream, and I actually opened it to try how did it go. Thank you guys, like and subscribe.